everybody, this is Les Nesquick with FUX Radio, and you are listening to the Breaking Hyman podcast with Lori and Morgan.
My hair's all fucked up. This audio podcast is gonna display that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
they're gonna see
soaked
it. Yeah.
with ice now.
What is up, Chris Heist?
It's on.
It is on. How you doing, buddy? That's what he says to me every time I walk into Bar PM.
That's the perfect answer.
Right.
That's not perfect.
So welcome to Breaking Hyman. Our guest is Chris Heist.
That's right. There's a title.
There is a title. Why wouldn't there be a title?
Because neither one of you are virgins.
Okay, whatever. You don't know that. She might be.
He knows I'm a mom of three. He knows.
We have our guest host, Emily, here, sitting in for Lori.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, Lori is...
who ducked out just because the presidential candidate was attemptedly assassinated.
Right, let's start with that. I could not think of a better day to have you on. What do you think about this? What is your take?
What do I think about this? I got an hour's podcast.
Okay, well, give us the short version.
Here we go.
Give us a short
What are you
version.
talking about?
Okay, do you think it was a false flag? Do you think it was staged?
Why is it?
No,
is that what you're reading in Liberalville right now?
No, I'm
kind of hearing everything all over the place, so I don't know what.
Do you think
it's information anymore?
Do you think he's gonna win now? Do you think?
It's a fucking easy. Yeah. It's a layup. It's beyond a layup. He could jerk off at every fucking press conference from now on and still win.
You're probably
That's
not
better
wrong.
than the Fifth Avenue.
You jerk off while grabbing pussies. I saw the best tweet Mark Normand posted right after. You saw that one too?
I think a lot.
It said. Now we've both been shot in the face. Stormy Daniels, yeah. I mean, that was pretty good. So partisan.
It was, again, I love Mark Normand, but it was
you're thinking too much on that. I mean, that's a
some one-liners are paint by numbers.
Right.
You read the stand-up comedy textbooks, how to write funny. Some people get really good at that shit, and that's fine. But I like the old school. Like, Hedberg wasn't fucking doing a formulaic fucking...
No, he wasn't. He was, I wish I had to see
Stephen Wright
on the sidewalk that day,
Fucking the best one-liner guy of all time. Jack Handy.
Jack Handy, yeah. I love Jack Handy. You remember Jack Handy?
I was going to say, I'm old enough. Come on.
People thought he was a fake guy.
No, he's a real guy.
Yeah,
he's a real guy.
Because it has such a funny, fake-sounding name.
Yeah.
And he does the voice. Like, there's a different guy who does the intro of the Deep Thoughts. I think it's fucking Phil Hartman does the intro.
Yeah, I always kind of thought it was.
And then Jack Handy reads his fucking...
Oh, no, I will always look forward
writing.
to that part. I mean, it was...
There's books. You can get the little books.
Oh, you can get the little book.
Because they're only one line. Each page is just the one line.
I can start my day like that. Like,
Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
I'm sure they're like calendars, handy a day.
But even modern day one-liner guys, Justin McTout's fucking, Jack Handy as one of his main influences. And so all the new guys love those guys, but most of the new open mic guys never heard of that shit.
Oh, yeah, no, well, I mean, they're all mostly under 30, and even if they're under 40, they probably don't know who Jack Handy is.
That's really right on the edge there.
Cusp of. So, we had Angel on. He left right before you got here. I didn't know. He started out in bands, as did you. So that was sort of your entry point into performing. Would you say your goal is the same for comedy and music? Because I mean, you definitely had played in political type music and stuff.
I guess you could say, but not really. It's more like, again, it's not political. We're never ever even stand up or music, whatever. It was never this politician. No, it was fuck all politicians.
Yeah, it's
fuck all authority and all that sort of shit.
Rather than
the social, the philosophical, not the George should win. No, Phil should win. No, get rid of the whole thing's a fraud.
Yeah, blow
it's all
a
facade. No, I mean non-violently replaced it with fucking better things.
Yeah,
it's a fucking but it is a facade. I can delineate the fucking entire history of that facade based on the mathematics that were discovered in the 17th century.
So
right. So let's.
I never read it too. These are my independent thoughts. So I'm not like I don't know that this is the case. This is just what I think is the case.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The history of democracy, modern democracy, modern republics. The United States would be the first one. Remember what year? You guys are old enough to still know shit. Newer generations, they do those things, and they're like, was it the year 3600? That people don't know shit. But in the late 1600s, math was created or discovered.
Right.
And the very early 1700s, statistics and the laws of probability were discovered.
Right.
And so once calculus in the late 1600s and statistics and probability theory in the early 1700s, you could not only could you build machines and fucking the Industrial Revolution could happen, but you could also build more supposedly quote unquote democratic systems that represented the will of the people. And again, because I talked about it, I think at one of the Midland shows,
probably
because there's something known as the wisdom of the crowd.
Right. Yeah, you have talked about. I remember you talking about that.
But I don't know how funny I made it. But I was trying to guess how many maybe it was how many chicks you fucked.
That is 100%. I remember how you did it. You could this guy's lying, obviously.
No, but the thing is, because if there's a crowd of people, they call it the wisdom of the crowd. It's like a philosophical thing or whatever. Any one person could go, okay, Morgan's fucked 10 bitches, or 20, or 30 in his whole life. They just look at him and go, well, he's fat, but he's strong.
And funny.
Or whatever, so it's like, and they would all assess, and each one would give an answer, right? And and they would all be wrong, unless one person got low or whatever. But if you pooled all their fucking answers and averaged them, that answer would be right, or very, very close to right.
This is how I like to learn things. I want to be drawn in with interest. Something not Morgan had 10 apples and
10 pussies.
So much more interesting because I listened to the whole thing and the whole theory of that so that I could understand that. Thank you. I'm going to forever record that in my mind.
Stacks of fucking info. I should be writing books.
And your background is in calculus.
Little bit. I mean, originally I have a sociology degree, but later, years later, I went back for an engineering degree and didn't finish it. Just got like half of one, and ended up working as a calculus tutor at the community college.
Did you go to University of Central Florida?
Florida.
University of Florida.
UF. That's where my sociology degree is from. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, I don't give a shit about sports. So.
I know. Well, of course not. Right, but I mean, that's where where Gatorade was invented.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh.
That's the one thing.
Yeah, that's why it's called Gatorade.
I literally didn't know that.
It was the way they cheated to win.
Really? Because they have
don't interrupt me. Florida State tried to do the same thing to compete, but no one wanted to drink something called Seminole fluid.
That's a joke he did not write on.
I did not write that joke. It is a street joke, but it is still very funny. And I like to tell it when I get the chance.
Street jokes from Tallahassee, fucking
Tallahassee. Well, no, is that where
that's
Florida State is? Okay, yeah. In Gainesville is okay. Yeah.
And UM is
and then
Miami.
University of Miami. Yeah, and UCF's in Orlando. Yeah, I have a friend.
But that was never contended.
No, I just know it because it's where my friend Brandon went.
So then, do you consider yourself Floridian?
I mean, I don't go by any of those things at any level. I consider it to be. Would you consider? Well, this is a different kind of. But like in normal cities or whatever, there's a different name for a county. So you'd be like, would you consider yourself a countian or whatever?
Yeah. I see.
Say it was like Phillip County or something. Would you consider? Because Lubbock's also in the city, but like, any number of places would be like, well, it's the stupid fucking shit that. This is my street.
Yeah, it's sectionalism.
I see what you're saying.
Sectionalism,
tribalist behavior that literally like apes do, and like humans should transcend it, but we don't. So whether it's city or country, especially those, never county.
No, nobody says that.
Almost never
county. No,
yeah,
but it's as dumb as saying county, but you don't realize it. Be like, I love Miami or I love fucking Tallahassee. No, why?
Yeah.
Again, millions of philosophers have said
I can't believe I'm in here mingling with you guys when I'm from Hale County.
Oh, you're fine.
Right?
Hale
County is that Hale Center.
Hale.
Yeah, so I live in Plainview, but Hale Center, Hale County.
But Plainview is the county seat, correct? It's the biggest one.
Sure.
Usually the county seat's the biggest town.
I guess so. Is it? Yeah, I guess so. But that's what I was just thinking. I'm like, wow, here I am just mixing counties in here.
Exactly,
Wow. I can't believe okay.
But no, in that sense, I don't consider myself anything. Not even a human.
Not even. Barely.
You consider yourself overheated today, though. Is that
definitely.
right?
I am subjected to the laws of the universe still.
Yeah. Are you cooling down adequately?
Yeah, it's cooling down. Like this fan is definitely blowing my feet a little bit.
Yeah, good.
Which is cool.
Good.
And it's a really hot day today.
Yeah, and I wear a stupid amount of clothing. Yeah. And I have no AC in my vehicle.
Oh.
Yeah.
And your building 22 is fucking wrong.
Yeah. I had a hard time finding it the first time.
Well, no, it was very funny how agitated you were when you came in here.
Well, that's what happens. See, this is, in case people don't know, the cause of all violence in the world is heat.
No, I'm going to agree with this. I'm a woman.
So is that why they send people to Siberia? They're like, well, it's cold. You're not going to fight.
Yeah, exactly. No, you know what? This is so funny to throw this in totally left field, but if you are a woman and you are overheated, you're immediately angry. And you have things like, I've had kids. I've been pregnant. I've had, kiddos sitting on my lap and sitting in my face. And the more overheated that you are, the more agitated. So everyone with a fan in their face will start
You just start shaking that fucking baby.
Yeah.
So you're just fanning yourself with the
baby. Here we go.
Whoops,
yeah.
This one's dead again.
Two birds, one stone. Shuts them up and keeps you cool.
I'm like, okay, now I'm all calmed down. So they're
No, they remind me to get back to that in a second.
Yeah, sure.
Shakers, they call them.
Yeah.
My medical professional friends.
They
call them shakers. No.
Oh, that's
when
the
they bring them in the neonatal unit, they call them shakers.
Oh.
And remind me in a minute to ask you about the dippers.
The difference.
Dippers.
The dippers.
I don't know. That sounds
scary.
Shakers
and the dippers is fucked up.
So are there stirrers too? Because I was like, I prefer my baby shaken, not stirred.
No, dippers. But we were talking about something else.
The overheating ice.
They study that. Scientists already know that.
Oh, so there's a legitimate. You weren't making a joke. That's a legitimate thing.
No, I really was backing it up. Yeah.
When in hot climates, people are more aggressive. Every animal is more aggressive.
All the Civil War battles were in the hottest southern states.
Well, just in general, even interpersonal shit.
Yeah.
Everything is fucking heat related. So they know if there's going to be a heat wave, they're like, we're going to have an increase of obviously heat exhaustion problems and stuff like that. We're going to have an increase of fucking violence and robbery, domestic abuse, all that sort of stuff. All the statistics kick up because of the heat.
That is very interesting.
Well, think about it. Don't they do that as some type of tactic whenever they're trying to get people out of places and do things? They cut the air conditioning. They cut the ventilation system. And they try to agitate them.
They did that in Waco, Branch Davidians. They cut out because I think it was pretty hot there. It was real hot towards the end.
That's how it ended. The biggest one I liked is that they had the busy signal, the dial tone of the busy signal, and they ran that day and night, and I thought that would drive me right out of there.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff.
Yeah, but heat is dangerous, not just physically but psychologically.
Okay, so you should probably get your AC fixed in your vehicle.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay,
I'm trying to. I mean, the summer's half over already.
Yeah,
exactly. Then you hit the fall, and you're like, I'm good till next year.
You lived here a while. It's going to be hot until October.
Yeah, but much less so once it hits mid-September.
He's probably not worried about cracking the window and messing his hair up. So he'll, you can make it.
I do that all the time.
Oh, you have to. You gotta breathe.
Yeah. Because when you get in it, it's fucked up. But I've developed systems. I go and get a couple of ice at places.
Yeah.
I have a little cooler there that I could throw a bag of ice into.
Oh, nice.
And I just slap ice on the head. It's fucked.
No, I had a minivan life for a long time and a broken air conditioner for a really long time. Yeah. So I was just to and from that way, and I would plan my trips that way. And so, it's not ridiculous. I understand. And to replace something like that, or the whole system, or the compressor, or whatever, it costs more than my car.
Yeah, same. It's $1,000, and my vehicle costs $1,000.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I'm gonna make it till fall. It's fine. I totally get it.
So, is there any validity to everyone's theory that you're a secret millionaire? Possibly.
No, I'm not. Sadly.
No, you probably.
He was thrown for the air conditioning.
Sufficiently wealthy, but not a millionaire, but sufficiently wealthy that I can just, not be so stressed out.
Do whatever you want.
But in order to do that, I got to sell a lot of stand-up videos. Huh? You can't do that. I'm gonna have to. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to write books, write fucked up books. Because even my videos I put on YouTube censors that shit. So it's like I can't get shit out there. I gotta just. But books, you can't. It's difficult too. You got to get a publisher, or else you're just a guy selling books out of the trunk of his vehicle. Like, what the fuck? You can't do that. Right. I mean, you could, but Master P did that with.
Oh yeah,
back in the day.
I remember hearing about that. That's crazy.
But yeah, no. I mean, it's just like, But no, I do hope to, and I should be because people told me about Bitcoin a long time ago.
Oh, you should be investing in Bitcoin. Yeah,
I should have a long time ago. I should be. I totally should be, and I'm totally not.
Was it you that was talking? You were talking about how you've got the whole bit about Bitcoin. It was very interesting. I did not realize.
But that recent one, I made that up. There's no theory out there.
No.
And I don't know that that's really the case. I just think it's funny. The opening Joker scene of fucking Dark Knight, where he tricks all the thieves into killing each of themselves. So he's left with all the money in the end. I argue that Bitcoin may function in a similar way, because that scenario, for people who don't know, is this loud enough too, or do I have to get up?
No, you're good.
You're good like this? Okay. Yeah. First of all, that movie, I've talked about it on stage, but you haven't heard it. So, Dark Knight is filled with game theory scenarios. Most people don't know what game theory is. It's just like a matrix-based solutions, optimization system for solutions of people use it on Jeopardy now to if you answer the proper questions, if you risk the right amount of money, it's all they're doing fucking math.
It's statistics basically.
It's sort of it's a different thing because it's based on, I mean, it's a very broad thing, but it's based on simple matrix things where it's like a payoff matrix, they call it. Like, you get the bonus, it's like I mean, for people who don't know any biology, you're a biology fucking administrator or whatever. Punnett squared is like a genetics thing for recessive and dominant genes or whatever. It's just like a 2x2 matrix, whatever. You have whatever. I'm not a fucking biologist, but you know what I mean.
But it's based on human nature.
Well, no, it's just based on you can optimize and you get both players in the game fucking win, both players shit lose, or each of them kind of half lose, and in two different ways.
And you have a bit that you do. I mean, you kind of revisit it often, the game theory idea with the Israel-Palestine thing,
and war in general.
Yeah,
but that's different than the. This is a whole another thing. First of all, also because a lot of people don't know that game theory was designed by whatever genius or group of geniuses. It was designed with game theory. So they built that shit into it based on supply and demand dynamics, and they tried to fucking, in my opinion, engineer shit, a number of things, including there's a cycle to it or whatever. But I would argue it would be funny, and again, I don't know if they did this, but the dude who invented it, supposedly, and I think I know who it is, the dude who invented it could have seen, even if he didn't intend to do that, he could have seen, oh shit, there's only 21 million. As people accumulate them, of course, some of those people are just going to die of old age, or they're going to lose their laptop, they're going to lose their hard drive, they're going to break their hard drive. And sure enough, years later,
this is with Bitcoin.
Yeah, only 2/3 of Bitcoin exists now. It's the other third exists, but it can never be accessed unless some spaceship level technology, alien technology comes along that breaks all codes or whatever, which is unlikely. So basically, a third of all Bitcoin cannot be accessed anymore. So basically, the other 2/3 is worth more. So because of supply and demand. So you diminish the supply. Okay. So what I argue is that based on that knowledge, the billionaires who are stockpiling the Bitcoin are going to start killing each other at a certain point.
Well, I always wondered, because in what I do know, what little I do know about that, there's a lot of masked people that are involved in everything, and I thought, why the mask? Why is it like this? There has to be a certain level of risk that's associated with that. I mean, life-changing risk associated with that. So for you to say something like that, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist on a lot of things, but there's a reason for some things.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I have
to open up that there could be some reality.
No, I don't know. I'm just joking. Because it parallels what's called the pirate game in game theory. Because there's all these different types of game, which is what that opening scene of Dark Knight is designed after.
Right.
It's a literal thing where there is an optimal way to win, and Joker uses that way against all the other thieves, and the other thieves don't understand what's happening.
Right.
So they kill each other, and he ends up with all the money.
Yes.
So
and then he sets it on fire later.
Right.
There are many scenes in that movie that are game theory scenarios.
Yeah.
The boat, the fucking save the bitch, or the all these different dilemmas is what game theory is based on. How do you work through a fucked situation?
And I have not gone and rewatched that movie since you brought that to life.
I was gonna say I've seen that movie a million times.
I've also seen it a bunch of times,
but not with that in mind. Okay, actually, me neither now.
You look up the game theory and the Blu-ray, and game theory and Bitcoin. Again, there's other levels of it, but But I would argue that there may have been the origin. The founder may have, as I said, put that into it.
Yeah.
But he did the inverse of what Joker did.
Right.
If this is the case, and again, I'm just speculating.
Wait, and he's
as a joke.
no longer alive, is he?
Right, he killed himself.
That's right.
Who's
that's
the game
right.
theory guy?
Well, no. Oh, you mean the Bitcoin guy?
Oh, the Bitcoin guy.
No, yeah. Here's what I'm saying.
Bitcoin guy's not
I'm
here
saying
anymore.
if the guy that I
I
think
watched
did
a
it,
documentary about Bitcoin, and
they
guy
probably didn't even discuss this guy's name. But this guy, if
was
this
it
guy's
some
the guy,
Chinese guy.
no.
Okay.
No, Satoshi Nakamoto is the supposed.
Oh, yeah, Japanese guy. Sorry,
but that's not the guy. That's just a name, pseudonym, or whatever.
Right.
But the point is the guy, supposedly, who I think did it or whatever, killed himself. Now for health reasons ish, but it is interesting if he realized that he was going to. Oh shit! This game theory adds this. It's going to start. Eventually, bitcoins are going to be worth $1 million a piece, and then the richest people in the world are going to hoard them and try to buy them all up or whatever.
Right.
And then, holy shit, they're probably going to realize that some of them are going to be lost or people are going to die or whatever, and that they'll be lost forever, and that will increase their value. So then they'll start killing each other. And the founder is the one who has the most. He has 1 million of the 21 million. Mm-hmm. So he started that game by killing himself.
Oh wow!
And did the inverse of what Joker did. Now I'm totally just speculating as a joke.
Oh, that way. I mean, that's a pretty good way to It's like let's see how this goes. Bam.
Right.
Wow, that's a crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, very crazy, but very interesting. Nobody, again, even if the top level Bitcoin people heard this, they'd be like, "Oh fuck!" Like that's not like true. They don't think, but they would think that's
but he was pretty young, wasn't he? He didn't naturally pass away or anything.
Well, if it's the guy I think it is, he was like in his 30s or 40s.
That's what I heard. That's what I thought. Okay,
but
there's something going on.
Wait, are you saying Heath Ledger invented Bitcoin?
Pretty much. It all ties together.
That's what I want you to take away from this. Is that yes,
Heath
of course.
Ledger, the Joker, invented Bitcoin.
The Joker, the ultimate Joker. You know, people will argue that he's the one.
I know he's better than Jared Leto. That's all I know.
Everybody's better than him.
Everybody. I could do a better. You are a better Joker than Jared Leto right now.
Fucking A. I don't know.
And probably a better lead singer in a band too.
Is that what you did when you were in a band? Were you?
I was the guy yelling shit. I wouldn't call it lead singer. Yelling.
You were the lead vocalist.
You were the lead.
I was the only vocalist.
Okay, you're the vocalist. Whatever the vocals are that comes out is,
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a lot of the stuff. It was more just yelling.
Oh yeah.
But still.
What are some examples of some lyrics you had? Like,
I mean, fucking. Wow, from which band? The more philosophical stuff.
Sure, yeah. You just
not
give,
the more
give
absurdist stuff. Because I've been in like 3 bands over the years, but it would just been similar sort of stuff.
What were the bands called?
One was called the absurdist one is Pizza Fish. That's not at all political or philosophical at all.
I like
it's just fucked up, but it's fucked up and awesome. I like it. It's weird. Very weird.
It.
Most people would fucking hate it if they heard it.
Okay, just the title, Pizza Fish. Love it.
because it's absurd. Even the other guy, it's just me and another guy, and he hates the fucking title, even though he came up with it. Years later, he goes, "We gotta change the name to Christ Puncher."
Christ, that's from an episode of The Simpsons.
Is it really?
That's a Simpsons
episode. Cool. Well, then I'm glad he didn't do that.
Extremes.
Although this is many years. This is like 2006 when he was saying.
Oh yeah, it was after that episode.
Okay, wow. What two extremes? Jeez. Okay.
No. The episode predates him saying that.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, fucking A. Well, yeah, I'm glad I prevented him. I was like, Pizza Fish is awesome because it does not sound like grindcore crazy shit.
Yeah.
It sounds like happy whatever shit. Yeah. And like, but yeah, and the CD that we had. The image on the top was a collage of buttholes. and a jism stencil of Pizza Fish.
Oh, is it like the anal cunt thing? That's
I haven't ever seen that. Anal cunt thing?
Anal cunt has a logo. There's a band called Anal Cunt.
Right.
And it looks like the A looks like an asshole, and the C looks like a vagina.
So who did that artwork?
No, this is just literally like about 60 or 70 buttholes.
Who designed that?
Yeah,
the guy Dan.
The other guy.
Okay. And then he put the fucking stencil, the jizz stencil Pizza Fish over the buttholes.
Right.
And like, so it just looks like, it just really just looks like meat with this white, weird, creamy lettering. But it is actual jizz and buttholes. And like, it's just.
That's a good band name.
Yeah, jizz and buttholes is a good. That is fucking.
What were your other bands called?
Public Service Announcement. That was more of a fucking. And then Mavis, which is.
Mavis.
Yeah, that's Nostradamus' third Antichrist.
Which one of those bands opened for Alice Cooper?
Mavis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Opened for Alice Cooper. He's got a good story about it.
I mean, it's not really a story. It's just like
Alice Cooper was an asshole, and
no, I mean, we don't know
his people.
The manager, yeah. I mean,
all we know, we
loaded our shit in and like stand in the loading hallway. We're like, oh, cool. This tour bus rolls up. We get to meet Alice Cooper. That's cool. We're the only other band on this thing. Us and then his band.
Yeah.
And like he, the manager comes off the bus first and goes, hey guys, we're gonna need you to wait over here as Alice walks by.
Oh.
And so they open up this boiler room and we take like 5 steps down into this pipe room where there's just all these industrial pipes of this theater or whatever for all its AC system or whatever.
Yeah.
And like and the guy closes the metal door or whatever.
What?
And then like
you can't see Alice.
And then like 2 minutes later or something, he opens up. All right, he's by. You can come back out now.
Wait, you weren't even allowed to be in his presence?
Yeah, we weren't worthy. Literally is the joke. Like we literally weren't. That's a Wayne's World reference where they were saying they weren't as a joke, but we literally weren't worthy to fucking meet this guy.
But as fellow artists, I mean, I guess it's not like the same level or something like that, but even as fellow performers and artists, like you weren't able to breathe his air.
Yeah, we ended up meeting a couple of his band members in the backstage area because we had similar. Yeah, we had a similar backstage area.
Well, I wonder whose request that was at. If it was at his own, or if that's his management, and that's how they
I'm not
are.
gonna put it on him, but I just think it's funny that we literally weren't worthy.
They were gonna let him meet, and then he saw Chris Heist. He's like, that guy doesn't have shoes on.
Yeah, I looked almost exactly like this.
Oh yeah, actually, I was gonna, in honor of this podcast, take mine off too. Especially with all the glass on the floor. We're just living on the edge.
That's how it is at my house, though. My house is a no shoes house.
So that's another interesting thing to talk about. You moved to Anton, Texas because you found out you could buy a little plot of land and build your own damn house. That's how much research? Because I know you bought some land in Arizona.
Yeah,
it didn't work out.
I thought I could do it, and they wouldn't let me.
Well,
and I thought it was legal, but then it wasn't. Yeah. And I was like, fuck. And they catch 22 to all this. Supposedly, this very libertarian, hippie, commune sort of county.
And not really once you really came to it.
Especially with the land that I got. But even still, once you get into it, you got it's like $7,000 for a septic system and all this shit. So it's so I was like, fuck all this. So over the years I learned, it was a side thing that I would occasionally look for stuff and research stuff, and then eventually I was like, okay, well then the idea would be to find a small town that already has a small water line and
so you just tie into it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so it was way cheaper. It was $300 each to tie into either.
I mean, you're speaking my language right now. I work for plumbing and heating and air. Okay. I've been there for about 9 years. So you're right. I mean, to start everything from scratch for yourself is a pain. It's,
right. But if you can tie into a small town, it's not a big city, so it's a small town. So you could still, there's no permits or anything, so you could just build.
No, that's the way to do it.
And I just showed up there, with fucking wood and cinder blocks and started.
So did you have to tie in, or did you have to get a plumber to do it?
No, I did.
You did it?
With the way that they do it, the city handles it. So you do it up until like about 4 feet from the line, the main line, and that's what you pay $300 at each end for them to come out and connect it officially.
Oh, awesome! Okay, so
because they don't want you fucking up their main line.
Yeah, exactly. So, I was going to say, I know there's just some sort of rule for that, just as so.
Right. So same with the water line too. They connect you. They put a meter out there, with the fucking thing, and then you just connect.
Okay, but that's okay. So that's how you went around it, though. Instead of going to a place where you would really have to start from scratch, you're like, you guys take care of it, and then let me do my own thing.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, again, in a small town, you can tie right into the fucking thing, and that substantially diminishes the cost.
Yeah.
The small piece of residential land I bought was $1,000, and so I just slowly over many months. I mean, over a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I'm still sort of slowly expanding, but now it's basically there.
Yeah.
But the fucking what I was gonna tell you. Oh, before I forgot.
Sure.
Because some other shit, the thing you were talking about learning shit before, and recently he asked me about some shit, a bit that I had that I haven't made fun of yet, but I want to just throw the idea out there because I think it's funny, and I distilled it down to fucking one terse sentence.
Okay.
And you even thought because it's an incredibly complicated concept, and I debunked it like that, with a very fucking short, and he was like, how the fuck, and it was the simulation theory.
Oh,
simulation. I go, well, I have a very long answer.
Are you familiar with the
I'm not.
Okay.
It's just this bullshit that Elon and a bunch of other people say that, the smart people are right about some things, but wrong about other things.
Basically,
and
we're all living in the Matrix.
Yeah, that this is like a video game simulation or whatever. And I was like, and he was like, well, what's your? And I'm like, yeah, I disproved it. I came up with my own disproof of it. And I was like, the short answer is, it's just a new version of intelligent design. And he got it, at least you acted like you got it.
No, I get what you're saying.
Because, like, back in the day, scientists weren't fooled by intelligent design. They saw it as an obvious religious fucking attempt to pretend like it was scientific and subvert science and replace religion with it. I argue that, again, this time, simulation theory is the same thing, just more complex and sophisticated and more of an illusion. So scientists are even telling, we're in Neil deGrasse Tyson, we might be in a simulation. Other people, we might be in a simulation. They don't even realize that it's just a new brand of intelligent design theory, where it's like, if we're in a simulation, then somebody made the simulation.
Right.
And that means
it originated
that's God.
somewhere. There's an originator.
A sneak workaround for God. So that's how I just
a very disingenuous and kind of flimsy thing that very smart people give credence to.
Right. They don't even think about
smart people.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't think Elon's all that.
A lot of people. No,
Elon's not all that smart.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. You're just a Democrat. Yeah. He is smart.
Yeah.
He may be a dick in certain ways, but he's very smart.
Well,
like Trump, they say he's a fucking idiot. He's totally smart.
I mean, the way he raised his fist up after he got shot.
Smart. And the way just the fucking, like, that guy has what it's called. There's an old word for it, and I don't know what the fuck it is. Probably in some other language or whatever. But it's, if you could describe it, it would be like, what the fuck is that guy's name from Apocalypse Now? You know, the fucking the guy who's in The Godfather.
Kurtz. Yeah, no. Marlon Brando.
No, the guy. I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Like he's victory. Also in The Godfather.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Not the main character, the side character. Tom Hayden in The Godfather, but I forgot his name.
Why can't I think
you should know.
I definitely don't know.
His name is fucking Tom Hayden in the thing, but he's the consigliere for the fucking family or whatever. He's the Irish guy, but he's in the Italian family as their...
Morgan's on it. He's working on it.
He should fucking know. I should know.
Robert Duvall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, his character in Apocalypse Now, he just fucking walks calmly, shit's blowing up around him, shots are being fired in Vietnam, and he just walks and he's like, surf, we should go surf over there, and this and that, and he's pointing, and all the other dudes are ducking and jumping out of the way, grenades and shit, and like bullets, and he's just like walking, and it's like he's just there. Nothing can fucking get him.
Yeah, he's in his element.
It's a weird sort of thing that, like, again, like a simulation character, like a video game character, like this character is programmed to be able to fucking just walk through crazy and just avoid it. And I argue in a similar way, Trump is that kind of fucking character.
Walking through. He's completely unaffected by it.
Really thought-provoking. I've never heard this theory before.
I'm making this shit up.
No, but I'm saying I've never even heard the simulation theory before, and so now
my debunking is, as far as I know, is my original idea.
No, so now it's just got my brain spinning on a level that I'm like, do I want to deal with this, or should I just like focus on regular life? Because now here goes my brain, like, whoa.
No, but it's bullshit, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. All it's doing is distracting me. Yeah. It's like, whoa. Why do I want to think about that? I'm just gonna exist in the present.
So you're saying Trump sees through the bullshit, or he embraces it.
No, he just has that. I call it. He's a natural born Caesar.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, so you can, now again, there's a limit to Caesar eventually got killed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alexander the Great eventually got killed. But there are natural born Caesars where they're gonna be the leader of their society. There's actually an old sci-fi show, shitty, we know that they make really shitty Sharknado kind of shit.
Yeah.
I forget what the fuck it was, but it was like 20 years ago or something, and I only saw like 5 minutes of it. But they pulled like a Bill and Ted's or Serpent or G.I. Joe cartoon where they went back in time somehow and cherry-picked fucking people from history and threw them in a scenario on some fucking island or something.
Right.
One of the people they picked was Nero, and then a bunch of schlubs and other couple people or whatever. And sure enough, Nero fucking takes over the fucking
rises up
because he knows what to do, and he has this natural strength and natural sense or whatever about how to manipulate, how to fucking turn people against each other, that kind of shit. So in that same sense, Trump has, geniuses are geniuses of different types, and Trump is a genius when it comes to political manipulation, PR manipulation, fucking emotional manipulation, totally. And talking a good game and fucking making people just fucking fall in love with them and making the other people hate them, which is,
But like you've said before, and we've talked about a lot of different religious things up and down, I feel like that there's people in religious positions that are like that too. It's more about playing on your emotions and being a dynamic speaker and doing all of these things. And I think people have those talents, and sometimes people are so blinded by what they have. I'm not taking a political stance here in any way. I'm just saying that there's some people that are so dynamic and so good at what they do that they're able to create a following and have people behind them. And I think sometimes people are following and behind them not really even knowing what they're doing, just that they're so emotionally invested. So for you to say that there's an emotional pull and a strength with some people, I can really see that.
But even, like, I argue that shit builds intangibles, as they call it, in sports. They don't know what it is, but this dude is better than his stats.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan is better than just his stats.
Yeah.
There's some intangibles that fucking make him. So, like, in that same sense, there's certain people, certain musicians, Jimi Hendrix just fucking got it. You can talk all day about the technical proficiency of guitar playing.
Scales,
but there's something else that is fucking beyond the best guitar player. That is unexplainable, intangible. We don't know what the fuck it is, but he has it.
That's a really good way to put it, the intangibles, because you're like, I can't even put my finger on what that is or what to say.
Sports douches say about like a great football player or something. They're just like, this guy, he's great at passing and stuff, but he also just fucking wins. Yeah. They don't know how. Tom Brady just fucking wins. Yeah. It's just this weird thing that they don't know what it is. Yeah. But like these guys, because there's plenty of people who have similar skills and strength as Tom Brady. Right. But for some reason, Tom Brady fucking makes it happen. You know. Yeah. Now there's other cards in the deck there, but still, it's fucking. There's something about that nature of things, and a lot of world leaders in history have had that shit. And
I'm going to go totally left field with this. You know who I think is just like that in my brain?
Who's that?
Britney Spears.
She is. She is.
Also crazy.
She's got something so intangible. There's people who are better singers and dancers and artists.
Madonna, same thing. Yeah.
All the way, and then, but there's something about them, and then they're just this superstar. There's this draw. There's something quality. Like that. So that's what I'm going to bring to the table on this. I'm going to say Britney Spears in the middle of it, but she's one of those people.
Taylor Swift, Madonna, a lot of fucking singers and whatever musicians. That's what I'm saying. Like. You can argue a lot, not just like Hendrix level, but even below that, but still, they still have something. Yeah, you could say something. Like, I mean, you could argue a lot of bands that are not even that good, proficiently at guitar or anything, but they can write a hell of a fucking song. Right. And that's like the nature of folk music. Yeah. Folk music, you're not supposed to be a virtuoso guitar player. No. You're supposed to just fucking write something that's honest and feel like how you feel, and then people resonate with that, and it's a beautiful song despite the fact Bob Dylan or whatever, you know, he's not like a singer, or no voice could do that better for what it is,
for what he has, something very intangible that he possesses,
and it makes it unique and whatever, gritty or whatever. It's just what it is, and that's the fucking thing. And so in that same sense, all things have that sort of thing, and like. So Trump, like that whole, you seen the video where he turns his head right as the bullet goes,
yes.
Like if he didn't turn his head, it would have gone through the back of his fucking head and out here. And so just at the right second, he was doing this because of the fucking, he's going left and right because of the fucking teleprompter. He was reading charts and shit. Well, there's a specific immigration charts or some shit. And so,
he was reading something, wasn't he?
Yeah, so he would have to turn this way to read this and turn back that, and it just so happened he turned this way right before the fucking bullet. And it's just crazy. So, it's, but things like that, I would argue, happen to the intangibles. Yeah. Just somehow John Elway pulls the fucking shit out of his ass at the end of the fucking game and wins it for Broncos somehow. Yeah. You know, never wins the championship or whatever. Maybe he did once, I don't know. But like, but fucking, he used to be able to come back. Yeah. Like they would be like, no team would think that they won if they were 3 touchdowns ahead in the fourth quarter. If Elway was
it just doesn't make sense with all of the facts.
Right. Sports metaphor for a guy who does not like sports at all.
I noticed that.
I fucking hate sports. But
there's the quality of the
and again, there's games and games is a mapping in the mathematical sense of life and the world. Chance systems that are like, you know, have a bunch of elements in them, and there's certain rule book set of things like usual behaviors, if not explicit rules, and like there's analogies there, and sometimes they are helpful. But there was also musical analogies there, not just
exactly.
The Britney Spears.
Thank you.
No, but also I threw the Hendrix there.
Right. No, but it is. It's relatable. There's something that
and Britney Spears is close to Dylan and Hendrix.
They all had awesome tits and played with knives.
I mean, they probably had bigger tits than her. Both.
There you go.
But the Dippers.
The Dippers. The Dippers. Yeah, you were talking about the bass shakers.
This is sad. So you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's fine. We've been talking about
the following is a sad reality, not just American society, but every society. Apparently, I didn't know this, but so they do get shakers every week.
So they get shaken babies.
The neonatal units, they get dumb violent parents that fucking bring in the fucking babies, and the babies are fucking damaged because of the fucking and so they had their own lingo because they get it so often. Like a couple at this small town, it's not small town, but 200,000 person city or whatever. Like a couple a week. But they also got a couple dippers. And so the shakers, apparently, parents go, shake. They shake the baby because they won't shut up, and they're trying to get them to shut up.
Yeah.
So the other thing that these idiot psycho parents do is they fucking apparently, in order to shut them up, fill the sink with water and put them in it. Only up to the waist or something, but they fill it up with warm water, and oftentimes they fill it up with too hot, especially for a baby, and it burns the bottom half of their skin off.
Whoa!
And they don't fucking know, or they're just stupid or angry, or
they're probably just so worked up about it that they're not.
But even it's so. This woman I knew, she was like, it's terrible. Happens once or twice a week, also, and we have to give these pamphlets out. Don't fucking dip your babies.
Is this in Florida?
Yeah, but it's everywhere.
You know what though? The thing about making it, like someone might say, oh, that's really insensitive calling them shakers and dippers. No, it isn't, because those people who have to deal with it every single day, they have to go home at night, they have to go on with their life. It's a reality of what happens.
It also helps them process it, because if they can't, if they're a fucking emotional mess, they can't help them.
So that's I mean, I appreciate that the people can do that and show up the next day and the next. So if they have to do that, it's not being
that's
insensitive.
what jokes are good for. Is fucking whatever coping.
You're coping. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, no, I worked with kids that were abused and neglected for a while. So yeah, you have to develop a dark sense of humor.
That sucks, man.
It does.
I had a friend who he was a housing whatever.
Yeah, I was a house parent. Yeah.
No. He was whatever, somebody who would check up on foster parents and stuff, and he quit after like a couple months. He's like, I can't fucking handle it.
Right.
And then I couldn't understand. I couldn't fucking handle. I couldn't handle delivering food to fucking medical facilities.
Right.
You're like, I can't deal with this
so
reality.
Sad. It was just so sad. So I was like, oh fucking A, dude. Like, So but people who have to deal with it sucks. But there are certain people who can do it. They psychopaths, and it's a good thing.
He called you a psychopath.
What? No, I'm not a psychopath.
but the
people that work in. Her daughter's working in the medical field now.
Yeah, my daughter worked with dementia patients, and she has developed such a great sense to deal with that, because she'll just come tell me a story and I'm in tears, and her ability to deal with that, she's like, it is what it is, and you gotta deal with it. Somebody has to.
You get it, what do they call it, callous after a while, but and that sucks, but they are technically doing good, so it's okay that they're sociopathic about it, because they're doing good. That's what I said.
That's how you function. That's how you get through it.
Well, you build up a callous.
So then a question, if I can ask then, is a lot of your comedy to laugh at things that just are what they are, as dark and as sad as they are?
That's what people say, and to some extent, but I'm so fucking stupid that I think I can actually try to solve shit. Mm-hmm. So I try to solve shit that is unsolvable. Mm-hmm. And like, and who knows if I do, but like, I try to make it funny along the way.
Right.
But like, it's also like, they're makeshift solutions, or maybe not real. Like my tornado solution is a fucking actual solution, I argue. But it's like those.
We should
sorts
have
of
a
things.
tornado. Okay.
No, tell her about this. This is great.
No, but like in general, I was a calculus tutor for a few years. I know a little bit about math and science, and I've studied extensively other fields of science over the past few decades, and talked to many experts over the years, because that's just one of the fun things I used to do, is just talk to experts out at bars in a college town. You can do that. Go to their offices. They got nothing to do.
Right.
And you just walk in there and bug them. You work in a fucking academic administration.
They
probably welcome it. Like, let's talk about this. Come on.
And I would just go in there and fucking biology department, psychology department, physics department. I used to just go in there and just be like, okay, what about this? What about that? And like,
and then 3 hours later, you're like, whoops.
Yeah.
So I got this theory on how to stop a tornado.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
And I, which, by the way, first of all, there's a new Twisters movie coming out, and I found out that that's a fucking plot, and I'm thinking, motherfucker.
No, it is?
And not my solution, but that there's somebody found a solution for it.
No way.
And like, that's part of and I was like, I've been doing this bit for 2 years, and telling not just comics in Lubbock, Texas, but some comics come through, especially from LA.
Yes.
And not that they stole it, but here's what I expect. Here's what I think happened.
Some parallel thinking.
No. Some of these guys,
stolen.
Some of these guys do mics. They host mics, and shows. And so what I'm thinking, here's what this is my speculative thing or whatever, is they went back to LA to their fucking show full of 100 comics and writers who also write fucking or punch up movies and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he was like, so I just got back from Lubbock, Texas doing stand-up out there. There was one crazy comic said he had a solution to tornadoes. What an idiot. And then people in the car were like,
writing it down.
Yeah, that sounds great. We're working on Twisters too. Fucking sounds great. And
no way, I didn't know that was going to be the plot. That's crazy.
So in the trailer that I saw, it was like little machines that they throw 1,000 of these little machines in there and stop it. But my fucking thing is, how do you stop? I had to ask the crowd, how do you stop a tornado? And they go, how? And I go, maple syrup. And then people laugh because it sounds ridiculous. And I go, yeah, but it might work. And I explain the viscosity of fluid mechanics and like how turbulence, which is what a turbulent tornado is.
Syrup would be cheaper.
Okay.
What?
Caro syrup.
The
stuff it's cheap as hell.
Motor oil, but it would be more of a mess.
Yeah.
Ketchup, like any non-Newtonian fluid or
so that's why there's not
highly viscous,
and,
but not too highly viscous. I wrote a fucking paper and sent it to meteorologists. Mm-hmm. One of them got back to me. I sent it to 4 or 5. One of them got back to me and said, "That's actually an interesting idea. You should test it in computer models." Like he thought I was a fucking meteorologist or something. I'm like, he's like, I never thought of putting syrup in the thing, but like it's because of the. And I explain it in the paper elaborately, like.
I was going to say, does it have to be maple? I mean, does it have to have
No, that's the thing. I put a viscosity chart in the thing. So like air's like 0.02, Reynolds number or whatever. Fucking water's like 1, and maple syrup's 3,200.
So we'll stop.
Fucking chocolate syrup's like 2,500. Ketchup's like 1,500 or whatever, and there's mustard, molasses, all the different things like that. But then you go up and you can get pitch and asphalt tar, which is super viscous. But I argue in the paper you can't do it super viscous, or else then it's just like a tornado picks up a rock or a tree.
Oh, okay.
It's thick. It's very solid and thick, but it's not going to distribute throughout the storm. So it has to be optimized. The viscosity has to be highly viscous, but not so highly viscous that it doesn't distribute evenly throughout the storm.
I see. Okay, so now I'm seeing that. I'm thinking about spinning of the maple syrup and how it would be.
So
and honey would be a little too high.
Honey would be good too. I put that in the thing too. Honey, I say they should just fly a plane over like they do with the fucking forest fire fighters, and just instead of dumping fire retardant or water on the fucking tornado, just fly by the tornado and just dump Grey Poupon.
Pardon me.
This is for the fancy tornadoes.
Exactly. And then it might work. And then because and the ants will clean it up.
Yeah, there you go.
So and again, who knows if it'll work? But I'm like, you should fucking try it. And he's like, computer simulation. I'm like, I don't have those fucking.
Why is McAllister, Oklahoma covered in honey mustard? That's some fucking homeless guy.
Exactly.
I don't know, but maybe he saved a lot of people. Okay,
right. And that's what I say. Like you could. No, but that's the thing too. In the paper, I say go over all these details. Yeah. And he was like, he's like. That's why he thought I was I knew too much about this subject.
Well, you know a lot about a lot of different things.
That's why I tried. Yeah, I'm going for that old school polymath. So 16th
I was just going to say, I'm really having a good time listening here because I'm trying to follow, and I'm embarrassingly enough, the only reason I know the word viscosity is from Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion, where she was talking about how she created Post-its.
I remember this. Yes.
And so anyway, she just starts to talk about it in her dream. She's having this dream and she's a genius about.
This is a science movie?
Yeah. No, not at all.
I know.
So Lisa Kudrow and Amir Sorvino. It's they play two best friends.
No, I know that it was an American movie with women. I knew it was.
It had Janine Garofalo.
She should have made the movie smarter then, because fucking
so it's just so funny how she's talking about it in the glue and the something, and so she's talking about the viscosity, and we're talking about Lisa Kudrow. Yeah. And so of course it's a dream.
But she still plays a dumb blonde, right?
Of course, and so that's why it's funny. She's having this dream where she actually knew the formula for glue and things like that. And so,
like a clueless thing or whatever.
Yeah, and so then she wakes up and she's like, actually, mascara and hairspray. But that's the only way I know what that word even means in the slightest.
Okay, true. Yeah, but everybody kind of know. You get used to it or whatever. Mm-hmm. And again, like as I come up with these ideas, I research them. So it's like a bit. I'll try to research. Okay, when I have the bit about like the U.S. government caused AIDS. Yeah. And I'm like. Yeah, sorta. And then I go, because the U.S. government, like over the past many decades, has because they induced militarily market economies in a number of places, which causes huge disparities in income and inequality and shit like that, and it causes people to have to nomadically move out of places, pushed out by other richer areas into land that doesn't have food. And so like in Central Africa, there was a lot of people that had to eat bushmeat because that was the only way they could survive, which is basically just apes in the jungle. They had to fucking just go and kill monkeys and eat them. And like, as everybody knows, you fucking, if you've ever worked in the kitchen, you're chopping meat all day, occasionally you cut your finger, and if that meat is a monkey, its SIV virus jumps into the human, becomes HIV, and that's how that evolved. So yeah, America caused AIDS like that.
They didn't create it to kill gay people.
Right.
They did it because of their ruthless competitive economic system. Doesn't give a fuck about its fucking
either way, same consequences.
Right. It's just a more complicated negligence as opposed to deliberate fucking. No, who knows? Maybe they also deliberate. There are a lot of psychos in the center of the U.S. system, but like as we saw just yesterday, a lot of people are talking about that already. Secret Service was fucking
I heard that
suspiciously.
They're like, the head of the Secret Service should resign today.
I was going to say I did hear that.
No. Someone said that on CNN. It's like he should resign.
Yeah, they should. The whole fucking thing. Not just that. They should be like. I mean, it was suspiciously. Like I hate Trump, but fuck, I don't want that shit. And again, I hate the fucking military-industrial complex. And they got a history of this. They're. I've talked about this on stage. They're getting sloppy. The establishment is getting sloppy, and Trump's just feeding into this shit. It's helping him. Every fucking if you asked, In fact, I made a comment on YouTube censors all my comments. You can look at the videos and they're just not there.
Oh, really?
I see them, but other phones don't see them.
Oh, okay.
And so one of the things I said, I was like hearing commentators comment about Biden and all this shit, and then I hear them and I'm like, and then them, the administration, I'm like, they're too confident. They're way too confident for the position they're in. I think they have something else planned. And then I'm like thinking they're totally going to try to off this guy at the establishment, whatever. And but they're getting sloppy with it. Like back in the day, they could pull off a JFK. And an RFK even. Which they, again, people should have known, but they didn't know. Now there's more people. There were literally numerous people going, there's a guy on the roof with a gun, there's a guy on that roof with a fucking rifle, telling cops and Secret Service people. The cops were like, hey, okay. And then minutes later, the cops and Secret Service went there, but they gave them way weird time.
All I saw was the actual thing after my mom called me and she's like, don't make any jokes because I know, I'm like, I was like, Mom, it's not good for anyone that's a political candidate, whether or not I like them or not, to an assassination attempt, because especially if it's the one I don't like, that's going to embolden them.
He's a hero now. There's no way he was going to win anyway. Now he's fucking going to 99% win. He's going to have Putin numbers.
Because recovering from this is going to make him look strong and vital.
And he already did that. Even his fucking video post.
I wonder. I did see on the news today. It said Biden called him briefly. And that I wonder what that conversation's like. It's like, so.
Hey, you good?
He's like, you good, buddy? Yeah. Did that hurt? No. Whatever.
Well, Trump though. Trump. You know exactly what it was.
No.
Mr. Movie Buff. You know exactly what Trump said. Biden was like, I just wanted to express my condolences, and Trump said, I know it was you, Fredo. I know it was you. And then he kissed him through the phone.
You broke my heart. And then he had him shot on it. We'll have him shot on a boat. In part 2.
I like that scenario.
That's
Morgan, I think that's funny that you said your mom called and the first thing she said was, no, don't make any jokes. Because she knows how you are. That's so funny. She just starts the conversation. Listen.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't make any jokes.
My mom is the one that called me when 9/11 happened too, because I was a freshman in college and I was like, I was.
My mom did too.
Yeah, she's like, are you watching the news right now? Somebody crashed a plane into the. I'm like, what? Yeah, so my mom gives me all.
Leave it to moms, but at the same time, she's going to tell you to calm down.
Here's a funny one. On my 15th birthday, she woke me up and said, and look this up. It was August 31st, 1997. Princess Diana died. What? That's how I got woken up on my 15th birthday. She just called you and
just gave it to you like that?
Well, so my parents were, they had a job delivering the Lubbock Avalanche Journal, and that was the news story that morning.
So here's the question.
Yeah, that was...
After your mom left the room, did you look up the news story and jerk off to a picture of her?
Yeah, probably, yeah. Exactly, yeah.
Because you were 15.
Yeah, I was 15. Princess Diana.
You can do that at 45.
Yeah, I'll be 42
but whatever, I was averaging.
Man, he's giving you extra years already.
No, I was just saying a man in their 40s. I'm in my 40s too, so I was like, 45 is an average of both of us. I do shit fast sometimes. But the fucking it's crazy, and the establishment is getting sloppy, which again, historically, I would argue, only favors the dictatorial prick who's trying to be emperor, like Trump is, the natural Caesar.
Sure.
That commonly in history, there's this Russian Senate that's corrupt and all this shit and rigging things and all this, and then a Caesar comes along and is like, F this, but he's worse, but it's still... this current thing sucks, so that people go with the different thing that sucks. And it's one of the sad flaws, I would argue, in social systems that descend. I would argue it's one of the main mechanisms of democracies and democratic republics, constitutional republics, or whatever, converting into more overt empires and dictatorships, is that happens. That a demagogue is it's so easy for a natural born Caesar to rise in opposition to a blatantly corrupt fucking establishment that is just taking advantage of things and the public goes, these people are so fucked, this sucks so bad. They look, who do we have against him? Who's our fucking who's our hero against this fucking it's this douche fucking bag? Okay, I guess that's all we have to go with, so like it's not
it's
surprising.
hard to be part of the public and to think that we can be so easily swayed sometimes with so little information, and it's like you just want more people to think a little bit harder and to not just be like, here's this one event,
they don't have the capability to, though. That's a sad reality,
right? And that's the hard part about it.
I get fooled by someone too.
I just hate that even in this time where social media and things are so readily available, that people will just take little bits. It's like, well, I just want this little cherry on top, and I'm gonna make all my decisions on things like that instead of really getting in there.
And the people who write that should know that, and they can slide little deceptive headlines into places, and people will think wrong shit. Right. By design.
Right, and so it's kind of, up to us as individuals, and I know we don't feel like we make very much of a difference, but to really use more of our brain.
Right, but also
when it comes to things like that.
To talk more, but again, technology and the authority structure tries to isolate people more and more. The whole dividing people, right now, like that's the whole game.
Right.
I would argue, again, these agencies don't, establishments, nations, they don't just do shit for one reason. Like, why I go sixth on the shows.
Yeah.
There's multiple reasons for many things.
And like the devil.
Oh, that's the third reason. No, it's because third. No, it's not the fucking. It's not because I'm the devil. It's because it's just a fucking funny thing. In relation to that.
Six.
Right.
But. In general, an establishment, as far as this is just my guess, speculative guess or whatever. I used to run an anti-war site that was like recklessly speculative opinion was my.
That was the name of your website?
No, it was Wars for Suckers.
Wars for Suckers. Well, I mean, I agree with that.
.com.
Yeah. .com. It was that. But now it's nothing. I don't even think it's still up. But like
probably not.
But yeah, it was 2005 to 2008 or something.
Wow.
And yeah, it was one of the biggest. I mean, at the time, it was porno. I was doing.
You just put porn.
I put war shit and porn. Yeah, I mixed that. Like long before people started talking about that shit, and long before I even made a comedy bit about it, I mixed that shit. I sent it to porn sites and was like, "Look at this. This is a fucking jumbled mess of Iraq and Afghanistan war shit." And me commenting on fucking like how Rumsfeld sucks dicks and like or whatever, just policy wise, not literally. And then put porn in between it. Every other videos would be
so it's
porno.
Like for a guy on the go when you just gotta get all everything all.
No, but it was a way to intellectualize. It was a way to make people more knowledgeable about shit.
Where were you sourcing? Where were you sourcing your porn from?
Oh, I was a fucking at that time. I was a webmaster.
That's right.
Yeah,
you were a webmaster for a porn site
at a very low level, but like you could do it for all the porn sites. You could just go there and sign up as a webmaster, and they would give you content to promote shit or whatever.
Wow, okay.
So I would just put those little clips along with fucking Chomsky clips and war clips and me bitching about different things, writing in between the clips of like, this is how Bush sucks, this is why this is wrong and that's wrong. Basically what I do with stand up and in the bands I was in, but I was doing that then also.
I thought it was along the lines of whenever you drink like protein drink or something, it's like I don't have time for breakfast, I don't have time to make eggs, all of these things.
I
you're just
get
like
my
here.
intellectualism while I jerk off.
Yeah.
But I also did that like strategically. It is a good design when you're fucking heightened in a sexual like thing. To then see Chomsky reveal some profound truth about the world is a great fucking thing. And so I felt it was justifiably ethical to do such a combo. I'm sure a lot of liberals were like, "This is terrible," but I'm like, "Dude, I'm fucking convincing people right here, bitch."
So like Noam Chomsky and then Bone Nomsky. Nom. It was a bad pun, but I like it.
I swear, people, there's not a guy named that.
You're giving out ideas now.
Super socialist porn star. Bone Nomsky. What's the guy similar to Chomsky?
Zinn.
Yeah, Howard Zinn. I can't think of anything that's funny with Howard Zinn.
Right, but whatever. Yeah. But it was a deliberate attempt to intellectualize people through the most crass avenue.
Kind of like Hustler.
Right.
So you're like a modern day Larry Flint.
Right, that's right. Hustler used to do that. Playboy used to do that.
Yeah, no, they did. They did.
Had
Sherry Falwell sued Hustler magazine.
I'm being very educated right now and haven't laughed so hard in a long time.
I forgot that they used to do that. They definitely used to combine, and they were very progressive. They were. I mean, you could argue a lot of feminists bitched about the porn side of it, but they were some of the most fucking pro women shit out there. Like as far as the writing, that probably made so many dudes more open to being pro-choice.
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that was the content.
Even the National Lampoon had a lot of like naked women and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of nudity and sex, and it was very, all kinds of comedy. But, interesting. That's I did not know that. I knew you. I remember you saying you're a moderator for a porn site or administrator, webmaster for a porn site.
But just means you're putting up fucking pictures and go buy this site or whatever.
Did you get paid for that?
Yeah, at the time, because
it was something you still have inroads you could do if you wanted to get back into it.
At a certain point, it got way too competitive.
Oh yeah.
But in the mid 2000s, it worked for a little while. I wasn't a high level. I didn't have the computer skills to fucking go crazy with it. So
I was just gonna say, and as things have progressed in the past few years, I'm sure that's something you really have to stay right in the middle of, right?
Yeah, now once OnlyFans came about, I should start a fucking OnlyFans. I've talked about it. I should.
Chris Heist butthole.
No, just the 7-inch, thick 7-inch.
Oh, thick 7-incher, yeah.
That's a running joke I have in the fucking bits that I do. But I was like, I gotta put it on display. And try to fucking, But I can't meet any women yet. I haven't met any women yet that want to go. That want.
Oh yeah, because you need you're not going to get anybody subscribing just to you. You need some a lady sucking on this.
They can only watch me jerk off onto a marker board so many times or something.
Expo marker. Okay.
Yeah, so you're gonna want. So if there are any women out there that want, I'll do it anonymous. You don't have to see their face. I'll just fuck them, and you can just see their. You'll see me. Fucking them, they're pussy.
And you're doing bits while
and I'll put it on my fucking OnlyFans.
All right. Well,
so if you're any women out there down,
wait, but you don't want to put it out there like that now. Then what if someone takes it?
Takes what?
Come on, just like the
everyone's
Twister
taking
idea.
your idea.
Just like the Twister
tornado.
idea.
Everyone's taking your idea.
The content. I mean, I'm sure there are people doing.
But you can't. No one can steal you.
Right.
There you go.
I mean, eventually there'll be AI will be able to replicate it. But I mean, for now, I can do a fucking. I can do. Any women that want to fuck, I'll start an OnlyFans, and I'll just fucking you no faces unless you want your face there.
I was just gonna say, you know what? There's room for anything. You never know what people like. You never know what people are into. So I'm sure that there's so many subcategories.
42. Any kind of porn that could exist does exist.
Yeah, I don't think there's a marker board jerk off one yet.
Yeah, probably not. Okay, so. Chris Heist, we're at an hour, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up.
Oh, shit, that's right. It's only an hour podcast.
Well, we'll have you back, dude. There's only so many guests I can have on here. But what is your YouTube so they can look you up and listen to your specials?
I think if you just search Chris Heist in quotes,
Chris Heist, spelled like heist, like you're heisting a bank or something. Bank heist.
But from what I've seen on the thing, it's like Chris Heist 652 is the username. But I don't really know. I signed up so long ago, they just fucking put numbers on the end of it.
You're also on Instagram.
If you just search stand-up and Chris Heist. Yeah. It's Chris_Heist on Instagram. And that's
you perform every week at Lantern Tavern and
Wednesdays,
Bar PM.
Thursdays at Bar PM.
And then, did you go to Sweats this last Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday at the Port Chickens.
Okay, cool.
But your mic at Thursday, Lantern mainly on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And for people,
and then on street corners and stuff.
But the only people who are listening to this are the fucking other comics, right?
No, there's some other people.
Okay,
like
so
she has friends that have been listening and stuff, and
okay.
So it's
if any of your friends want to do an OnlyFans scene with me,
yeah, exactly.
They don't have to show their faces. Okay. It's just for fun. Again, I'm not paying anybody.
All right, well, I'm gonna
just fucking fun, and if they want to be part of legendary comedy,
that's how I'll pose it to them. Legendary comedy.
Because I'm not saying that about myself. I'm just saying to convince them to give up the puss. Because they won't do it. Some stupid unknown comic. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna fuck him on his OnlyFans.
The unknown comic. You're gonna be doing it with the paper bag on your head.
He's doing groundbreaking shit, man. Or whatever.
Well, this was fun. Thanks, Chris.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.